I created this custom wallpaper with ChatGPT, but that's not the only one. This is all created with ChatGPT. And I'm going to go through the exact prompt I used to make it so that the time can fit in behind a lot of these ones. Doesn't work with all of them, like this one here. But when it does work, it's super cool. Like this one, oh, I guess it's in front there. Let's see. This one's pretty cool. Japanese garden's pretty cool. Anyway, I just created a whole bunch, and I'm going to show you how I do it right now. So I'm going to go back to my favorite one. That's this one right now. This is the first one I created. I just love it. So to create these things, we have to have ChatGPT installed on our phones. All we need is a free account as well. So if you don't have that yet, go to the App Store, search for ChatGPT, and then tap search. And this is it right here. And I already have it, so I can just tap open, and it'll open my ChatGPT account. You will have to sign in, but like I said, you can do it with a free account. So you got to create a free account if you don't have one yet, and then log in. Once you're logged in, you can ask it to make pictures. Now there's some important stuff you have to do to make the pictures just right. So what I did was I got a picture I liked, which was this one here, which I happened to create in ChatGPT as well. And I added it to the chat by tapping on this plus. And I just went to photos and I added that photo to the chat. And I said, I really like this scene for my iPhone lock screen. Can you analyze it and create a prompt I can use to create more? So then ChatGPT analyzes the image. And it does a lot of analysis, as you can see. It creates a prompt here for us. It creates some examples as well. And then I went on to say, can you think of other scenes that would look good as iPhone lock screen and create a prompt for them? It said, yeah, sure, I can do that. So it did a whole bunch. It did 15 of them, I think. Mountain lake at sunrise. There's the prompt. Just copy it. And then open a new chat thread and just paste it in. Now the really important thing that I mentioned earlier is you tell it the aspect ratio has to be 9:19.5. That makes it the right height for the iPhone lock screen and wallpaper. And 4K is also a good touch. Aside from that, you can really have whatever you want in here. I had it analyze one that I like, so it'd make more in the way that I like them, but you could type in whatever you want. Let's just try this one and see what it comes up with. And I only have the free account of ChatGPT as well, so everything you're seeing here is totally free. And there, it created the image. That looks pretty cool. It might not be the style of design that you want, but you can tell it that. You can say, make this retro, make this pixel art, make this whatever you want. Just tell it whatever you want. Just make sure it's 19:19.5 for the aspect ratio and 4K, and everything else is just up to your creativity. But if there's stuff in here that you don't like, you can just tap on the image in the chat, just by tapping like that, and then tap on edit. And then you can select areas. And let's just select this area right here. And I'm going to ask it, tap on next, to add a flock of birds. And then hit go. Now it's going to remake the image. It's going to try to keep everything aside from the area you selected exactly as it is and add a flock of birds up there. Hopefully it takes into account the lighting, the context, the perspective, and makes it seem real. But usually AI is pretty good at that. Let's see what it makes. And it's all done. And if we preview, we see a little flock of birds up there. Looks pretty solid. And you could put anything you want up there. You could have an airplane. You could put Iron Man up there. You could have the Jolly Green Giant up there. It doesn't really matter. AI will put literally anything anywhere for you. You just got to tell it what you want. And then once you have something you like, I like this one. Tap this down arrow. Now the image is saved. And it's in our photos. If I open my Photos app and scroll down the very bottom, you see it right there. But now how do we get that to our wallpaper? It's pretty easy. Let's pop into the settings and make sure we're in the main settings area. And we have an option here called Wallpaper. Tap on that. go all the way to the very right, or you can also tap on add new wallpaper wherever you want. Let's go to the very right, tap on plus, tap on photos, tap on all, and here we see that new photo. Tap on it. Now it's been added. Let's get that clock behind the mountain. It's kind of behind and not behind. It's a little silly on this one. The depth effect option puts it in front or in the back, but it doesn't seem to be detecting the right side of that mountain very well. So the process isn't perfect, but this is not the image generator's fault. This is the iPhone's fault. It's not detecting that mountain properly. But right there is pretty good. It's behind that one, but in front of that one. It's pretty sweet. Tap on add. I'm going to set it as the pair, so it's both of them. And it's blurred out in the back. If that happens, just tap and hold anywhere on the screen on an open spot, then tap on edit in the top left, tap on edit wallpaper, and then tap on blur in the bottom right, and then tap on done. And now it's not blurry. It's on the home screen and the lock screen, and AI made that for us. As I mentioned, the most important thing that you can do inside ChatGPT is just tell it it's got to be 9 by 19.5, 4K, then it's describe whatever you want. I've found having a big open area at the top really helps for these kind of things because you can put the clock up there or other widgets and have them go behind whatever's in the bottom. But that design preference is just mine. You can do whatever you like. And here's a pro move for you. I have it so my lock screen and my home screen photo image background changes every day to the ones I created with AI. You can have them change every day to whatever you want, but I just use the ones I created with AI. What you do is you add them all to an album. So to do that, go to your main photos area, tap on collections, go to albums, tap on it to open it, tap on the plus to create a new one, and then you can go back out to your photos list once you've created the album. And on any photo, you can tap the 3 dots and tap on add to album. You can also add to wallpapers, but in this case, I'm not doing it that way. I'm tapping to add to album. And now what happens is if I go to settings, and we're in the wallpaper section, in case you don't know where that was, it's in the main settings list, just one called wallpaper, and then create a new wallpaper. We can choose photo shuffle. If we tap on that, we can choose an album. And then we choose which album we want. And we choose the wallpapers album that we just created. And now it's going to shuffle every hour through all these photos in that album. You can have it change to on tap, on lock, hourly, and daily. I do mine daily. And then once you pick these settings as you want, tap on use album, and then it's going to shuffle through them at whatever frequency you set. And it's super cool in my opinion. But now with all these photos for your wallpapers on your phone, you're going to need more space because they take up a lot of space. This video is going to show you how to find more space in at least 7 or 8 different places on your phone. One of them is going to help increase your storage. So check out that video and I'll see you there.